It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season.
Hewitt turning, scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, coming to you from the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as we wind down Week 15 of the 2025-2026 PIHL regular season on PIHL Hockey Night Live here on TenbandTV, presented by AHN Sports Medicine. We begin our doubleheader on this chilly Thursday evening with a visit to the PIHL's top flight in Class 3A. It's the state champion Seneca Valley Raiders in black against the host Mount Lebanon Blue Devils in white. Two teams at opposite ends of the 11-team standings in Class 3A. The Raiders recently becoming the second team to clinch one of the 8 available playoff spots in Class 3A with a win down the road at the Ice Castle last week over Thomas Jefferson, a 6-1 decision. Seneca Valley's played 12 games. They've won all 12. They are one of 2 unbeatens in the PIHL's pure classifications. 11 regulation wins, 1 overtime win, good for 35 points altogether. And the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, to say the least, have a big hill to climb if they want to be one of those 6 other teams to qualify for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs. And the Blue Devils have earned points in half of their last 6 games, but they've dropped all 6, including a 4-3 heartbreaker, almost spoiling South Fayette's senior night last Thursday here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. South Fayette rallying in the third period and winning that game in overtime 4-3 from the Blue Devils. Mount Lebanon's been held to just 1 goal in 3 of their last 5 games, so hopefully at least for Jeremy Church's team, which was hit so hard by graduation and roster attrition from last year, they're starting to break out of their own offensive doldrums. for Tyler Masiska and the state champion Raiders, the big question for them is how do they condition themselves for playoff hockey? Now that they've got a playoff spot wrapped up, they're sort of playing out the string right now, trying to lock down that #1 seed for the second year in a row, see where they end up. And they've had some great individual performances over the last couple of weeks. Braden Morin, he had that big game in the state final last year. 10 goals for him, number 13 in black, warming up in the mix off to our left. 19 points, the November Player of the Month. He's among the top 10 in scoring in Class 3A. John Soroka, number 59, the alternate captain. You see him warming up there at center ice. Soroka registering a goal and an assist for the Raiders in that win over TJ last week. He's got a 4-game point streak coming into tonight. He too was Mr. Clutch in the postseason in 2025 for the Raiders, setting up 3 goals in that state championship victory. Mount Lebanon's got a pretty talented captain of their own, an all-star in Xavier Bias, the junior forward, number 68 in white, warming up off to our far right. Bias with 10 points to co-lead the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils entering Thursday night, but held to just 1 in his last 4 games. 62 points in 51 career games for Bias, the Shaha Panthers product, and he needs a little more help from the players around him. The Blue Devils got a big game from Cam Mayer against South Fayette. He had a couple of goals, including one on the penny power play. Mayer actually leads Mount Lebanon with 7 goals. Number 97 in white warming up off to our right, and he'll need to pump in a couple of more for Mount Lebanon to have a shot at pulling off the upset here tonight. This is the first of 2 regular season meetings between these AAA clubs. Mount Lebanon won the last time the 2 teams met in this building on January 27th of last year, a 3-1 decision. Seneca Valley won in mercy rule fashion on February 17th of 2025. Thank you, Austin McLean. The goaltending matchup tonight has a little bit of a twist to it, with Seneca Valley having clinched a Penguins Cup playoff berth. It appears the 2-time All-Star Chris Nichols may be getting the night off, as it was Matthew Gilchrist, the junior backup, who led the Raiders out of the tunnel for the warm-up skate. And Gilchrist was a pretty average backup goaltender the last 2 seasons, but he's come a long way as a junior this season. In what little time he's played in relief of Nichols, he's looked very, very good. And again, we believe he will get the nod here against the Blue Devils in enemy territory tonight. And indeed it is Matt Gilchrist starting in goal for Seneca Valley. At the other end, 555. That's the number of minutes Sam Shin has played this season. The All-Star sophomore, 8th in save percentage, .881, 340 goals against average, and he's got a fantastic work ethic. Another product like his captain, Xavier Bias, of that Shaha Panthers amateur hockey program. And you look at the numbers for Shin this season, 2-7-1. I mentioned the goals against, and you certainly feel like he deserves better with as hard as he's worked in goal to keep Mount Lebanon in some of these games that they've dropped recently. Speaking of all-stars, Cooper Hain to take the opening faceoff for Seneca Valley against Bias. The Raiders control it and move the puck from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin. Bias plays it inside the Seneca Valley line. Aiden Garvin, the sophomore blue liner, up to CJ Gwarek. Gwarek with points in 6 of his last 8. Sam Eberhardt, the alternate captain, around the boards, deep in Mount Lebanon ice, turned over to Gwarek. Gwarek double-teamed immediately. Graham Resler playing it up to center. Resler, a player who will also make an appearance on the island at the PIHL All-Star event. What a comeback for him from multiple knee surgeries within the past calendar year or so. White floats it in on Gilchrist, the backup tendy, and Gilchrist will squeeze it. This year, in backup duty, Matt Gilchrist, 2-0, 150 goals against average, 936 save percentage. Previous 2 years combined, just 875 in the save percentage column. So again, he's really taken a big step forward this season despite having to stand in the very large shadow of a state championship netminder. Nathan Tran playing it out from behind his own net. Cam Mayer will ice it for Lebo. This game, one of 3 on the Class 3A schedule tonight. Upper St. Clair hosting North Allegheny, not far from here. Pine Richland hosting Thomas Jefferson at the Barrel Complex later tonight. Farmery and McLean, the USA Hockey crew, on duty for Game 1 tonight, dropping the puck in Mount Lebanon territory. White trying to clear his zone for the Blue Devils, and he skates alongside Ben Curto over the attacking line. Trailing the play is Mayer, taken over by White. White trying to play it out in front, lost it to one of the Raiders in front of goal. Jake Gilbert interrupted and swarmed by white shirts, playing it on the doorstep of Shin. Shin able to push it aside with his stick. Mayer around the boards. Michael Brown making his varsity debut in the season opener, making his first appearance since then for the Raiders, and a brief one on this particular shift as Seneca Valley comes in offside. Seneca wins another face-off, but can't advance that puck. Gilchrist calmly playing it to his left. Liam Powers, fresh off scoring his first ever varsity goal in that loss to the Lions. Now the Raiders dump the puck early in a scoreless first period. Soroka unable to keep it in the corner. Mount Lebanon up to center. Josh Lehman over the line. Blue Devils have numbers. Centering pass broken up. Good read there on the back check by Leighton Moreau. And this one goes off a couple bodies in the corner, off the protective netting to Gilchrist's extreme right and out of play. Tyler Masiska from the Seneca Valley class of 2010 in his second straight year as head coach, making a change before this face-off. Raiders doing well at the dot early on. Cooper Hain behind his own net for Matt Bailey. Gwarek met by Sean Huff, turned over to Bias. Seneca Valley quickly recovers. Gwarek harassed by Bias inside the blue line. Drop pass to Morin. Morin's shot blocked away by Shin. Hain trying to get positioning on Tran. Warwick reversing the play. Bias first on this puck in the corner, and he will not ice it. Gilchrist had to halt it with his stick. Blue Devils in the middle of a line change. Huff with a short dump in. Bailey carefully around the boards to Warwick. Morin building momentum, but we get a stoppage in play here, and officials calling for the face-off outside the Mount Lebanon zone. And we have a stoppage in action as one of the Raiders is actually shaken up behind the Seneca Valley goal. And it is Matt Bailey who will be attended to. We'll step aside quickly in a scoreless game in Mount Lebanon, Seneca Valley and the Blue Devils on PIHL Hockey Night Live.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
And fortunately for Seneca Valley's sake, Bailey able to get back to his own bench with little help from on-duty medical personnel. And he'll be tended to away from the action as the Blue Devils play this puck behind their own goal line. Evan Hawk making his second varsity appearance. And we get another whistle here. We might see Tyler Masiska lengthen his bench a little bit tonight again with the Raiders in solid positioning with the regular season winding down for them as the Blue Devils ice this puck. Hawk first appearing in a varsity game just a couple of months ago for Seneca Valley at Central Catholic. Soroka, premature. He's waved out of the faceoff circle. Ethan Reif plays it to the corner. And Reif tries to take it away from Curta. Does, and misses the net. Owen Martin in front. Reif, a cute little pass there from the corner, but nobody home to accept it. Turning around and setting this puck in Mount Lebanon ice is Brown. Brown retreating to play it deep in Seneca Valley territory and colliding with Carter Hain. And such is life when players who don't normally get this much ice time have to play with those who do. Reif. Cross ice for Martin. Lead pass to Soroka. Soroka somehow stays on side. Soroka unable to hit the yawning net. That's a break for the Blue Devils. Martin in front. Burial. Owen Martin redeems his line mate, and 5 minutes in, it's 1-0 Seneca Valley. Oh, have another hot dog. Owen Martin gets the goal for the visitors. 8th of the year for the Seneca Valley senior. A bit of a broken play, but the Raiders wouldn't let it break altogether. "68 goals as a team for Seneca Valley, tops in Class 3A. Officially, it's Martin from Soroka. So Soroka missed a tap-in goal but gets the primary helper. And that'll extend his point streak to 5 games. 1-0 Seneca Valley. From the point, Luke Burkbickler getting a rare shift here for the varsity squad, and Mount Lebanon is able to ice this puck. Mount Lebanon, typically such a strong first period team. It's been playing consistently for 3 periods. That's been their boogeyman, if you will, this season, but trailing early on here on home ice as they operate in Seneca Valley territory. White dispossessed at the blue line by Brady Watson. Carson Lindbergh in transition to Cooper Hain. Hain fanning on the shot, and Mayer on the back check had something to do with that. Curda stood up by Bailey. Matt Bailey back out there for the Raiders after being shaken up earlier in the period. Gwarek around a man. Gwarek splits the D but lost the puck, and Shin will cover above the crease. Mount Lebanon finally able to win a faceoff, doing so in their own zone as Powers gets it deep, but deep enough for another icing call. Charlie Bank taking the draw for the Blue Devils, who play it from the corner up to Lehman. Lehman turning it over to Carter Hain. Hain trying to dance around Lehman. Lost the puck in the process. Raiders have to tag up now with under 10 to go in the first period. Parker Arlett getting it to Powers at center. Keller Dungan resetting to Arlett. Arlett, a 2-line pass there to Bank, who wants to come off here. Jeremy Church in his 5th full season as Mount Lebanon head coach, getting a fresh unit out there as the Raiders re-enter the Mount Lebanon zone. Mason Sheets, exactly 1 month removed from his varsity debut, forcing that save from Shin a moment ago. Burkbickler waiting for his line mates to tag up. It's turned over to Resler. Resler sends that puck around the Seneca Valley boards. Bill Varhala to the corner for Huff. Moreau reversing it cleverly to Burkbickler. Burkbickler, known as a puck-moving defenseman, playing amateur hockey for the 2A program at Armstrong Arrows. Curda behind the Seneca goal, turning it over to Mason Sheets. Sheets forcing the easy save from Shin midway through the first period. Raiders up 1-0 on Owen Martin's 8th of the year. White to the corner, Mayer in pursuit for Lebo. Seneca Valley on the puck first. Hawk quickly beyond the reach of Cooper Hain. No icing. Cooper Church on defensively for the Blue Devils. Lost it to Hain. Mount Lebanon winning that puck battle and getting it back to the Mount Lebanon Ice Center logo in the middle of the rink. Martin toward goal, forcing that save from Shin and tight. Looking for his second. And we told you, Shin is a battler, and with him in there, you don't feel that the Blue Devils are ever really out of any game. Mount Lebanon trying to get their forecheck going. Gilchrist with a loud save at the side of the net. Cooper Hain for Reif. Reif cross ice to Martin. Drop pass to Hain. Hain down the middle. Fires point blank on Shin. And Sam Shin will take that. Thank you very much. Shin coming off a 30-save effort in that tough luck loss to South Fayette. He's seen the third most shots of any goaltender in 3A, also ranking third in total saves made in Class 3A. Number 2, by the way, was the goaltender he opposed last Thursday, Jackson Ankrum of South Fayette. Both those young men accustomed to seeing a lot of shots on a game-by-game basis. Seneca Valley with the early shot advantage in this one, 7-3, and ahead where it counts with under 7 to go in the period. Watson to the corner, played in front and put just wide. Oh, nearly a pretty play there by Lindbergh, but couldn't put it on frame. Arlett from his own corner to Lehman. Seneca Valley wants to make a change. Moreau to center for Soroka. Cut out by Huff. Huff shouldered by C.J. Gawarek. Moreau gets rid of it quickly. And Soroka with speed comes through center. Soroka drifting to his right. Draw pass for Gawarek. And a good save there by Shin. Arlett greeted by Gawarek along the near boards. Seneca wins the puck battle. Gawarek trying to work off Varhala, played in front and controlled by Huff of Mount Lebanon. Birkbickler for Morin. Morin lost sight of that puck for a moment. Resler forces it back on goal. Gilchrist keeps the play moving. Soroka trying to come off for a change. Ditto Gawarek. Those two were out there a while. Moreau dancing around White in the corner. Near side for Morin. Morin for Moreau. Moreau trying to go out in front for Sheets. Nothing doing. Aiden Garvin
Pittsburgh.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero! pass, Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham, score! Ethan Cunningham, hat trick, game-winning goal. The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt!
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh.
Soroka unable to hit the yawning net. That's a break for the Blue Devils. Martin in front. Burial. Owen Martin redeems his line mate, and 5 minutes in, it's 1-0 Seneca Valley. Oh, have another hot dog.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Had seven. Raiders with a couple of goals on the penny power play, roughly 3 minutes apart. Morin and Cooper Hain, the scorers. Hain with a multi-point night, ditto Morin. Morin had been held scoreless in his two preceding games, so another player like Cooper Hain getting back on the horse in a big way here against Lebo. Morin has this puck, meanwhile, to begin period 3. The other number 13, Nathan Tran, able to flag him down in the corner. Raiders keep it in the zone. Tran goes to play it. He's pushed from behind by Morin. And that puck catches something on the partition on the far side of the rink and is iced by Mount Lebanon. Raiders will return to the Barrel Ice Complex. The Barrel Toyota Ice Complex, as it were, next Monday night, Martin Luther King Day, for a 7 o'clock puck drop against South Fayette. Another team that occupies this building. Mount Lebanon, as we told you, a 3-game road swing coming up for them beginning next Thursday. They'll take on Thomas Jefferson at the Ice Castle right down the road. Ethan Reif toward goal. He shoots on Shin, and Shin is able to squeeze the pillows and keep it a 3-goal game. Shin had 30 saves against South Fayette on South Fayette senior night. In Mount Lebanon's last time out, he's got 30 as of now. 15:54 to go in regulation. Gilbert to Brown. Brown off the leg of Eberhardt. Moreau unable to control the rebound. A lucky break there for Huff, who gets it deep for the Blue Devils. Reif with a dangerous turnover almost there. No harm done to Seneca Valley, however. Huff from the half wall. In the corner behind the net, it's worked out in front, and Gilchrist reads it like a cheap novel and makes that save on the shot by Resler. 9 points for Resler this season, earning the 2026 All-Star nod. A lot of people wondered if he'd ever play any kind of sports again, let alone ice hockey, after what he's been through. Dungan on goal. Gilchrist can't find it. It's pinned up against his right leg, and he gets a little help from his captain there to force the face-off. Once again, two-time All-Star Chris Nichols, the AAA leader in all the major goaltending categories going into Thursday, getting a rare night off tonight for Tyler Masiska's Raiders. Matt Gilchrist, the backup in the cage for Seneca Valley. 14 saves for the aforementioned junior tonight as his counterpart Shin turns that one aside. Lehman from center. Blue Devils changing on the go. Burke Bickler met by Kurta. Carter Hain under duress. He'll reverse for Burke Bickler. Turnover to Mayer. That puck thrown behind Will White. Up to center comes Lindbergh. Lindbergh 1-on-3. Long save made there by Shin. Garvin to the corner. Cooper Hain after it. To the point for Gwarek. Gwarek fakes, shoots. Shin with that nimble glove hand. At the risk of belaboring the point, it could be a lot more than 3-0 Raiders. Shin with another magnificent performance in goal for Mount Lebanon. Seneca wins the face-off. Out in front it comes, intended for Sheets, broken up. Garvin for Sheets. Sheets cross ice. Bailey behind the net. And an icing call against Mount Lebanon early in the third. Blue Devils trying to shake off a 6-game skid. Seneca Valley looking for victory number 13 out of 13 games this regular season. Cannon McMillan, the only other unbeaten for more than 10 games this season. The Big Macs were also undefeated, like the Raiders, going into the holiday break. Cooper Hain with a steal. Hain from the circle. Shin continues to put in work in that Mount Lebanon goal. Face off to the sophomores left. Mount Lebanon wins it. Brown trying to go to Gilbert. White ahead for Curta. Curta to the cage, knocked aside by Gilchrist. Bouncing puck in front, turnaround shot, save made there by Gilchrist on White. Mayer wins the puck battle, but loses that puck to Gilbert. Gwarek with it at center. For Morin. Morin for Gilbert. Gilbert upstairs and off the glass. And that touched the protective netting over Shin's shoulder, so we're going to face off in Blue Devils territory. Soroka. And the Blue Devils play it behind Soroka and the Seneca Valley Raiders. The alternate captain for Seneca Valley battling in the corner and is able to get it up to Reif. Soroka and Reif playing this puck back and forth deep in Mount Lebanon ice. Reif attracting attention as the Raiders complete the line change behind the play. Carter Hain jumping on and with Ernest entering the zone. Out in front, the pass too strong for Hain from Martin. Martin with a goal back in the first period, which would be the game winner if this scoreline withstands. Burkbickler dumps it in off Arlett. Cooper Hain plays it off the bounce. Soroka works it over to Burkbickler. Correction, that's Carter Hain working it across to Burkbickler. Hain has to retreat now under pressure from Huff. Seneca Valley dumps it in as Arlett goes to work on Carter Hain. Burkbickler inadvertently knocking the stick out of Liam Powers' hands as Huff gets it to the corner for Mount Lebanon. Watson threw it to the wrong shoulder. Cooper Hain unable to take that pass. Both teams in the middle of line changes. White to the vacant circle. Mayer trying to reach it. White from the boards. That's fought off by Gilchrist. Garvin dispossessed by Mayer. And to center, it'll come. In hot pursuit is Sheets for Seneca Valley, but Varhola beat him to the punch. Aiden Garvin, younger brother of Tyler, firing that puck off the body of Sam Shin as old habits died hard. Gilbert wins that battle. Shin with a kick save. Tyler, a former Seneca Valley All-Star. Aiden will get there someday, I'm sure. Hawk plays it off the glass behind Shin. Blue Devils trying to complete a change. Raiders have it at center as we approach the midpoint of an uneventful third period to this point. Seneca Valley in control 3-0. Moreau on the off wing, Fan on the shot. Morin trying to keep it in for the Raiders. Lehman around the boards. Quigley from his own corner off the body of Bank. And after that friendly fire, Tran has to go fetch in the corner. Outlet pass to Lehman. Lehman met upstairs by Brown. Tran retaliating against Brown, the Seneca defenseman. Brown over the attacking line now for the Raiders. Threw that off a Blue Devils skate. One of the Raiders just jumping on a second ago. That was Rife. Mount Lebanon countering. Tran the shot. Loud save made off the blocker hand of Gilchrist. One of the Raiders slipping past a check there, attempted by Huff. Morin, stick check by Huff at center. Morin able to keep his feet long enough to get it to Cooper Hain. Hain off balance, scoring! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Cooper Hain with back-to-back goals for the Raiders, and with 7:19 to play, that should just about do it here in Mount Lebanon. Give Morin credit. He just wouldn't give up on the play despite being knocked off balance, and he did just enough to get it to Hain, who got off a heck of a shot under pressure from the high slot area. Able to get it past Sam Shin. Morin now with a three-point night. Martin just missing his second goal of the game by inches. Under 7 to go in regulation. It's a 4-0 lead now for the Raiders. Rife on the attack for Seneca Valley. They're looking for more here late. Out in front. Carter Hain for Cooper Hain. Burke Bickler. Tied up by Powers. Dungan just barely able to clear. Seneca Valley in a delayed offside situation. Tyler Masiska putting fresh players out there with time winding down in period 3. So Cooper Hain, the 2026 All-Star, has a pair. On the subject of former All-Stars, Will Tomko, we are told, has a goal in the NHL Futures game. Penn State commit. Former state champion with Peters Township. We'll be seeing the Indians one more time before the end of January. More on that later. Tomko, one of the premier forwards from the latter days of the Rick Tingle era at Peters Township. Watson to goal. That pass blocked out beautifully by Arlett, who hits one of the Raiders up high. That was Watson, and fortunately Watson is okay. Close to a penalty there. Meanwhile, Gilchrist, not to be outdone by Shin, flashing leather of his own. Last year, 250,000 unique viewers watched the All-Star Games on TenbandTV, live and on demand. Maximize your brand exposure across Western PA by sponsoring our 2026 PIHL All-Star coverage. Email sales@tenbandmedia.com to learn more and watch the 2026 PIHL All-Star Games live from the RMU Island Sports Center Sunday, January 25th, beginning at noon. Always free on TenbandTV. And be sure to join us also next Wednesday, January 21st at 7 p.m. at 31 Sports Bar and Grill in Bridgeville for the PIHL All-Star Selection Show. This year, the All-Star coaches from each playing division will select teams from this year's All-Star rosters at a live event. We'll be joined by Jeff Frazilla of Channel 4 and of the Pine Richland Hockey Club, and we look forward to that. Final 5 minutes of this one, and it's been pretty much all Seneca Valley Raiders. Trying to go to lucky 13 in the win column tonight. Brown off the tip of Sam Shin's glove and out of action. Again, Chartiers Valley and Plum will be our nightcap on this Thursday evening. That one getting underway in just about 20 minutes, terrestrial time. Always free on TenbandTV. Cooper Hain trapped in the corner. Moreau from center. Brown. Cross ice for Gawarek. Gawarek effectively taking Huff out of the play as he's triple teamed in the offensive zone. Gawarek works it free to Cooper Hain. Hain tied up by Resler. Those two continue to battle. Resler from the prone position trying to win this puck for the Blue Devils, and he does so to Nathan Tran. Now, this is what Jeremy Church and other coaches always look for in these games that are a little bit out of hand. They pay close attention to which players are still battling and still paying attention to details and emptying the tank, even on a night when things clearly haven't gone their way. Martin shoved aggressively from behind, and Martin is not happy about that one. And you hate to say you saw it coming, but just the way that hit unfolded, Martin understandably not happy, and Arlett smacking his stick on the ice, angry at officials. And a fan on the Mount Lebanon side has been ejected by one of these USA Hockey referees. Tyler Masiska understandably wants a penalty for the hit on Martin. And they're actually calling for the on-duty EMT to look at one of their players. Gawarek on the Seneca Valley bench is shaken up. That's what the fuss was about in hindsight. Reif getting involved with Mayer, and I think Reif might be sent off here. A misconduct penalty on Ethan Reif. Farmarian McLean trying to get control of this game with things unraveling emotionally late in the contest here. 2:50 to go in regulation. And Seneca Valley picked up another penalty. Presumably it's on the Seneca Valley coaching staff for abuse of officials. Hawk will enter the Seneca Valley penalty box to serve it. Seneca Valley, their coaching staff still upset that there wasn't a penalty for the hit on Martin in the far corner off to our right. Players from both sides and coaches at that still jawing as this puck has finally dropped in Raiders territory. Seneca Valley, for their part, gets a clear to start the penalty kill. Mount Lebanon 0 for 1 on the penny power play tonight. Gilchrist protecting that far post. Tran from the point. Tran off his own man, Mayer. Gilbert with it shorthanded, has Lindbergh go into the net. Lindbergh deflects it off of Shin. That's a nice save there and a souvenir puck. And officials are actually going to let the clock continue to run here, despite the fact that we are not in mercy rule territory. With the recent penalty situation, I suppose, being what it is, they just want to get this one in the books and get both teams out of here without any further goings on, as a couple of the Chartiers Valley players look on. Again, the Colts and Plum will be squaring off in just a short while. Seneca Valley, 13 wins, 12 of them after tonight will have come in regulation. They'll go up to 38 points on the season. The Blue Devils remain on 8 points as Gilchrist makes that save. Gawarek and the Raiders still shorthanded as he rags this puck at the Mount Lebanon line. Garvin dispossessed at center by Curta. Mayer settles it down. One of the Blue Devils, coming off the ice a bit shaken up. That was Eberhardt. And so with 50 ticks to talk, we finally get a stoppage of the game clock. Shin, meanwhile, up to 40 saves now for Mount Lebanon. The teams are back to full strength, so Seneca Valley 2 for 2 on the PK. And the goose egg for Gilchrist remains intact with 35 to go. Lehman gets knocked down near side. Carter Hain from the point. Shin will glove it down. "18 seconds remaining. The Raiders to this point have only needed 18 shots on goal to put this one, or they've held Mount Lebanon, to 18 shots on goal to put this one out of reach. Another face-off win by the Raiders as that shot is deflected high and wide. And so there are still 2 unbeatens in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. The whistle sounds, that's it, Fort Pitt. And backup netminder Matthew Gilchrist can celebrate a varsity shutout as his 18 saves give the Seneca Valley Raiders a 4-0 win over the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Ethan Stewart. Thank you, Austin McLean. Thank you for watching and listening. Once again, Plum at Chartiers Valley is next. Matt Popchock here for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by AHN Sports Medicine.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Soroka unable to hit the yawning net. That's a break for the Blue Devils. Martin in front, burial! Owen Martin redeems his line mate, and 5 minutes in, it's 1-0 Seneca Valley. Oh, have another hot dog. Cooper Hain with a steal. Hain from the circle. Shin continues to put in work. And that ahead for Curda. Curda to the cage, knocked aside by Gilchrist. Bouncing puck in front, turnaround shot, save made there by Gilchrist on White. Morin able to keep his feet long enough to get it to Cooper Hain. Hain off balance, scoring! Thank you, sir, may I have another? Close to a penalty there. Meanwhile, Gilchrist not to be outdone by Shin, flashing leather of his own. Scholastic Hockey League. The whistle sounds, that's it, Fort Pitt. And backup netminder Matthew Gilchrist can celebrate a varsity shutout as his 18 saves give the Seneca Valley Raiders a 4-0 win over the Mountain.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.